Hello everyone, I just wanted to share with you how we got started with Homebase. It was originally something we designed just for us and our children, but it made such a huge impact on our lives that we decided to share it with everyone. Um, I had for several years tried different home management systems and chore charts and things of that sort, and nothing seemed to stick. I'd get really excited about some new way of doing things, and I'd tell my husband all about it, and then it would last for a week, maybe two at the most, and I would get so distraught and upset because it just never seemed to work out. And then I'd vent to my husband about how I wasn't good enough. It was all my fault that none of this stuff worked, because how could every single system that we tried not work? It had to be me. But thankfully, my husband listens. He listens very well, and he was able to troubleshoot this issue, because this is what he does for a living. He troubleshoots systems. And so for him to be able to bring that skill home and use it in our lives was just amazing, a huge blessing for us, because he was able to see the flaws that all of these other systems had, and that it wasn't just me. I wasn't the only one struggling to perform these chore charts and keep up with the monkey dance of switching things around, and well, every 6 months now you have to do this, and every 3 months you have to do that, and but every day this gets done, and twice a month that gets done, and 3 times a year this gets done, and it was just so confusing and frustrating. And my husband was able to find all of those flaws in these chore chart systems that we've used in the past, and things that we couldn't get over, like, well, how do you get them to want to do the chore? Is our chores something that are always going to be a fight? Why I don't want to fight my kids to do the work, because that's more draining than me just doing it on my own. So we were able to see one system that we thought worked fairly well, but the problem was that it tendered real money. And, we're not rich, and we have 6 kids, and we have a house that needs to be constantly kept up with. So we would be paying lots and lots of money to our kids to keep up the house. And we couldn't afford that. It wasn't realistic. But we did have a huge stack of play money from a popular board game that we had, that most of the pieces had been lost to, but we still had all the money. And so we decided to use that money instead to pay for the chores. But we also had to develop an economic system for our home to give that money value, because it doesn't have any value outside of our house. So we decided and just came up with a list on our chalkboard of chores that needed to be done, how much we would pay for them, and then privileges that they could earn, that they could pay for. We call them incentives now. And these are things like computer time or time with friends, anything like that. And we started with just a simple list on our blackboard and our play money. And that's how Homebase got started. And it has just grown from there as we've implemented it in our house. We've started to see other benefits and other ways that this has been influencing our children in their goal setting, in their math skills, in their tantrums going down, and how well they cooperate and get along together, and all of these things that have stemmed from, of all the silly things, a chore chart system. But as I'll talk about in another video, this chore chart system really is an economic system. It is a government system for your home, and it works so well, and it builds trust, and it tears down walls, and it is amazing. And I hope that you'll give it a try and try it in your home. Well, you guys have a good evening.